Hello, Marcus Lim here with not one, but two Blu-rays to show you. So, Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2, and there's actually one more to come. Just showing you these two to start with. So Part 1 released earlier this year, 2024. Haven't actually opened it yet, but there's Barry Allen. And I think he is the emotional center of the first part, which is smart, right? You always need to anchor to one character, or a few, but at least make the center somebody that you care about. And this is Barry Allen. Death is Coming, Worse Than Death, Oblivion. So this is, well, Crisis obviously. There you go, the selfless speedster Barry Allen. So this is obviously based on the event DC's mega cosmic crossover event of the 80s. Okay, the 12-part series published in the 80s. And I think wisely they've decided not to do it in one movie, but to tell it over 3. Okay, so giving it more time, right? Space to breathe. Now the second one here, seems like Batman is the centerpiece of this one. Not quite sure, because there's just so many characters in the crossover, right? Who do you focus on? And I have heard somewhat mixed reviews about this, as in like, where is the who are they really trying to focus on in the second part? Like the lack of a focus around a single main protagonist, which they did do in the first part, which is good, Barry Allen. But the second part, they don't really have that. Maybe they are trying to focus attention on too many characters, and maybe that sort of like loses a bit of dramatic weight, perhaps. But I don't know. We'll see. There is a part 3 coming up, sneak peek, which later in the year, I think. Okay, so for now there's just part 1, part 2. Okay, so part 1, here you go, part 1, and part 2. Okay. Infinite Crisis. Oh, sorry, Crisis on Infinite Earths. Parts 1 and 2. Why, hello, Marcus Lim here, and I thought that I just shoot this quick video because part 3 is here. So I just add this to what I've just shown you with parts 1. So that's part 1 and 2, right? And now we have the last one to conclude the trilogy. Okay, so this is Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, and it is, how long is this one? It is also, wow, it is 98 minutes, right? That is pretty long. And considering that the first one is about 90 something minutes, and so is the second one, if you add them all up, it's like, what is it, like between 4.5 to 5 hours. Pretty long. And I have heard some criticism from people about how the entire trilogy seems to be quite drawn out. Wow, 5 hours. And perhaps it could have just been tightened a bit, and given a bit more focus, right? That's the other criticism that I've heard about this animated adaptation of the Crisis story. Not enough focus is one thing that I've heard. And also, I guess the animation style probably not to everyone's liking, right? This is like the Tomorrowverse style. And speaking of the Tomorrowverse, with this release, right, Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, it officially concludes the Tomorrowverse DC animated movie line, which started in 2020, right? Ran for, now it's 2024. So, it was ran for 4 years, but officially now is concluded. And I think part of the job of this Crisis story, just as it did with the comics in unifying all the Earths into one, is to sort of, take all the animated, I guess, universes up to this point and, kind of like saying that it's all folded into one in preparation, I suppose, for James Gunn's new DCU, right, animated universe to come, which will have more of a link and synergy with the live action stuff. But yeah, that's coming up, I guess, soon, right? But for now, this is this concludes the Tomorrowverse animated story universe as it currently stands. Some special features in this Blu-ray: multiverse of inspiration, and something with John Stewart and John Constantine. The other thing I wanted to mention as well is that this also features the last, I guess it's a posthumous performance by the late Kevin Conroy, voice of Batman. Still, a lot of people still regard him as one of the best Batman voice actors ever, right? Is his name here somewhere? Probably not. Yeah. But yeah. So that's what I wanted to point out. It is his last ever performance as Batman in an animated movie. Okay. So I guess kind of appropriate, kind of fitting, right? As this comes to an end, an era comes to an end. The Tomorrowverse era comes to an end. Okay, with the conclusion to the Infinite Crisis. Sorry, not Infinite Crisis. The Crisis on Infinite Earths trilogy. All right, so there we have it. All 3 parts now. Parts 1, parts 2, and 3. All in. Yeah. All available now. And I think for me, I will, despite the mixed reception, I'm looking forward to, watching all of them, like one after the other. So there you go. Crisis on Infinite Earths, parts 1, 2, 3. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.